I said, do you want to come live with me?
I'll come live with you.
I'm live right now.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if you guys got that, but 2025, the year that I'm going live. This is Melissa May Dillon live on my personal page on Facebook, and then we upload it to the YouTube channel, which is the best place to watch for replays. If you're on the YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube and there's anything you want to talk about, comment about, whatever, please drop a comment. I would love to be able to hear from you. And I'm kind of tired. I put the baby to bed and I fell asleep with her. And then I was like, wake up, you must go live. So I feel like today I'm going live just to go live, just to check it off, just to make sure I do it in the year 20. I got my nails done today. Look how pretty this color. I'm trying to find like the perfect color. And it's like the color of that dress that I wear that David's madly in love with, that he's like, I'm gonna make that dress dirty. And it's like this red burgundy type color, definitely purpley, but also like, I don't love like bright red, you know. I don't know. I struggle with the color red, but I'm really in love with this new color that we've been using on my website, Melissa May Dillon. And I'm trying to find that color in my nails. And today she had a new nail color and it was called reddish purple. And she painted it and it was like bright red. I'm like, that needs to be called Merry Christmas red. So then she had another new color called boysenberry, and we painted that on top of the reddish purple. And this is what it produced. And this, I feel better about this. This still feels like it's got like a brightness to it. Like the burgundy that I was using felt a little too dark. But this, I don't know if this is it. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to find this perfect nail color. It's the color that's on my website of Melissa May Dillon. And I've been trying to find it on my nails. I had no idea that I would be a person who would want the same color always on my nails. But I also, I don't know. I'm going through something like an evolution in my style, how I look, how I dress. But like my summer color that I was using was peachy orange 545 from D&D Nails. I loved it. I had it on my nails all summer long. I didn't change the color. But it's not quite the color for winter or for even like fall. The fall was more of the burgundy color, but I'm still trying to find what my color is. I don't even know if it's this red color yet. But today was an amazing day. What did we do today? Oh, I went and got my nails done, and then David and I went shopping. We had to drive, we live in the middle of nowhere, so we had to drive an hour to go to, he had to take care of some business and stuff. And then we went to Meijer. Meijer is my most favorite store ever. So if you don't live in Michigan or Illinois, Indiana, you don't know what Meijer is, but Meijer, Ohio, it's in Ohio too. Meijer is like the best store. It's like Target, but like, it's not like it's amazing. It's like Target and Walmart, but like way better than Walmart. Their clothes are awesome. I love everything about Meijer. I mean, Target still, oh God, love Target. But Meijer is this really awesome store. They started in Michigan, and they're in Michigan, like that's the main place they were at. And they've been slowly expanding. And there's one an hour and 15 minutes from my house, which is awesome. Because I used to only get Meijer when I would go to visit my mom's house up in Michigan. And now I live near a Meijer. Meijers are so great. It's Meijer, something like that. Sweet, is that Swedish? I don't know. But it's awesome. I love Meijers. I'm like, oh, I get to go to Meijers today. It's a cool store. But I guess I'm just like, just going live today to make sure that I go live. I do actually have a topic I want to talk about, but I felt kind of tired. I'm ready to go snuggle the baby and go to bed. But gosh, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of debating because, okay, maybe you guys can help me. Maybe this is what we're talking about. I've obviously am like trying to grow it out, right? And I've been growing out the sides, which I normally buzz cut. And so this is, kind of frustrating to grow out these sides. So there is the option of, just grow it, keep growing this. Don't take any length off of this, because oh my gosh, look at all this length that I have here, right? That's a lot of work to get that. So keep the length and just keep being annoyed with growing it out, right? Like that's kind of like where I'm at. But then I had this thought that I could cut this to kind of blend in closer to this and basically just have a very short pixie. But I would lose all of this. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to lose this. And I was actually going to Google pictures of pixies to see how I'm feeling. I'm like, what if this is like one of the last times that you just have some short hair? But I'm like, I don't know. Like, I've been growing this out. But then again, like having a pixie, and if I'm bleaching it, it's harder to grow. So I think I do need to leave the length here. But there was a thought in me of like doing a pixie, but I don't know. Talking through it, I think I'm gonna have to leave the length here. It took a while to have all this. So I think I'm gonna have this, and I'm just gonna have to deal with the annoyingness of this little side growing out. It's during the beginning of the day, it's fine. Like I don't know about you, but I'm a person who's like, my hair has to be like on point. And if it's not, it's irritating as hell. So growing this out has been very frustrating, because like it'll start fine, but like during the day it gets like a little poofy, or it like comes out a little bit, and I'm like trying to lick it down, but then like it looks stupid if I try to slick it too hard to my head. I don't know, it drives me crazy, but it's just part of the process of growing it out. Although I am debating about bangs. So like if I were to take, just a little bit in the front, and if I were to cut this into bangs, I've been thinking about that. I do love me some bangs every now and then. So that, I think the pixie is definitely out for me, but I could be doing bangs. So give me insight if you think about if I were to add some bangs into here, or just leave it like this and just keep growing and going for the length. Let me know your thoughts. The color, I'm sold on the blonde right now for a while. I'm not feeling, it's just wild. It's like the first time in my life where I'm like, I really just, because I used to go back and forth between I want colored hair, blonde hair, colored hair, blonde hair. But there was always like, that color was always on the edge. And now I'm like, I don't have any desire to have pink or purple or blue or any colored hair. I'm very much into this blonde color right now. And everyone's been loving it too. But yeah, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, so that's exciting. Gotta bleach my roots. And it's so funny because like there's parts where it's like I don't even have any roots because I'm actually salt and pepper now. Like my hair is white and gray. Like that's what it is. Gray and white hair. and so there's some parts where it's white that just blend into the blonde as if there's no roots. But yeah, I have like this big white spot right around the front of my head. But I'm full blown salt and pepper. I don't have my natural hair color anymore. It doesn't exist, I guess, except kind of on my eyebrows. Which is like a brown color. But yeah, oh, Janie's on here. Janie, I was just telling him about Meijer, how Meijer is like the best store ever. Janie knows how awesome Meijer is. But yeah, so we went to Meijer today. We also had this wonderful Italian lunch. We went to this restaurant, Napoli's. I had some chicken piccata. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, I already fell asleep with the baby, so I'm just like, but I had to go live because it's 2025, the year that I go live. So yeah. But anyway, we'll see what we do with my hair. You'll see it tomorrow. I'll go live tomorrow with my fresh hairs. But this blonde color is like really, really pretty. It is like really, really great. This is a really great color. Yeah, I don't think I can cut any more length off. I don't think I could do the pixie right now. I've got so much length going on. I don't want to lose that length. And honestly, actually, like, it is growing pretty good. Usually when I bleach, like, the ends are, like, icky, and it's hard to grow, but, like, they're actually quite nice. Like, they don't feel yucky at all. some big differences. I never wash my hair. I think I wash it like a couple of times with the purple shampoo when I first get out of the salon. But then other than that, I don't really wash it. I just rinse it. Like I just rinse my hair out every morning. I think I've hit that point because like people will say like washing your hair is actually not good for it. But we've gotten to the habit of washing it that if we don't wash it, it's extremely over oily. But that's because our head is overproducing oils because we wash it so much. And so it's like you have to break through this point of like not washing your hair. It does get extremely gross and like really oily, but then your head begins to balance out and then it doesn't produce all the oils anymore. So like I'm not producing a lot of the oils anymore. My hair has gotten, it's used to not being washed. I like I said, I almost never wash it. It's just rinsed every morning. It's just hot water. I just rinse my hair. And this is like the nicest it's been. Even for bleaching, I don't really have yucky ends. And it's so easy, it goes into the shape that I want it to go in. It's really, really nice. I love the idea of doing my Kate +8 look. I love spiking my hair in the back. That used to be like my style, was spiking my hair way up in the back, and it's like party or business in the front, party in the back. I do love that idea, but it's kind of awkward right now since this is so short and it is longer back here. And then there's a little bit of a disconnect here with how long this is on top versus how short this is. But yeah, we're just in the funky stage of growing it out, but we're making it happen, and we're figuring it out. We're making it do. But I'm feeling long hair again, and we'll see how it goes. And by long hair, like, I don't know that I mean like long hair, just not buzz sides anymore. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm kind of feeling my Victoria Beckham look again, where, you know, it's like you've got like angled hair right here and it's still kind of short in the back. That's kind of where I'm at right now with what I'm feeling. So we'll just continue to grow. This is honestly, I am impressed that I have gotten to this point. I think I've bleached my hair. I think this will be the third time where I haven't buzzed it, going to the hair salon without having buzzed it. So this is extremely impressive, and it has been since 2020. And what's so amazing is like 2020 is the year that I've had, that was like the beginning of my epic metamorphosis of who I am today. I would say, like, I know I talk about all the time of going in like the warm liquid goo phase. But I think that was like one of the biggest metamorphoses of my life starting in 2020. The year of COVID, where it really got into me about, you know, what am I doing with my life? How am I spending my time? How am I making money? Who am I hanging out with? You know, what am I doing? And am I living the life? I think that was a very big year. Well, 2017 too. Like 2017 was a year I quit my job completely, started lifting and Ubering. I was like, I am not doing this anymore. I'm not being stuck and broke. If I'm going to be broke, I might as well be free and broke. I will rather live in my car than be, you know, stuck making money just enough to pay an apartment that I can barely afford. I was like, I'm done with that cycle. That was 2017. Then I landed the job where I was teaching the insurance exam for a corporate company. And that was one of the best jobs I ever had, traveling the country, flying all around. And my hair was actually kind of similar to what it is right now. I did have shaved sides, but I did have hair. It wasn't like fully buzzed. It was a little bit more of that like pixie cut. But yeah, and then, so 2017, I spent a lot of time traveling. Between 2017 to 2020, it was a bunch of travel, living on a corporate credit card, living in nice hotels, going all around the country, expanding my identity, doing things that were scary, doing things that, you know, like eating alone at a restaurant was actually kind of scary to me before that time period. And because I was traveling so much alone, teaching these classes, I started taking myself out to restaurants, table for one, even nice restaurants. And I'm like, this is just, you know, I'm on a work trip. I'm not, you know, there was a time where I would just eat in my car, or I would, you know, order the food to go and then eat in my hotel. But then I was like, fuck it, like I'm just going to start eating in restaurants, nice restaurants, ordering myself wine, having amazing dinners, table for one. Table for one energy is so powerful. I don't think people like realize that, but when you can tap into table for one energy, it's actually quite powerful. So that was 2017 to 2020 was a big unbirthing. And then 2020 was like the next biggest metamorphosis of who I became after that. It was like the 2017 to 2020 was like the cocoon of who was becoming the insurance exam queen. And then it wasn't until 2022 really that I started the insurance exam queen, but 2020 when we went from traveling all over to shut down and being online, it was like the dark period in terms of my job. So I went from absolutely being madly in love with my job from 2017 to 2020. So in love with my job, so in love with traveling, so in love, because oh my gosh, like so much about me expanded during that time when I was traveling, because what I would do is, you know, my job had to buy me a flight to where I was going and a flight away from where I was. And so I would just book my flights so that I can go visit family, right? So like it didn't matter. Like I didn't have to book my flight, you know, exactly home to the location back to home. I'm like, I could fly anywhere. So I started flying all over the place. And then because I was flying so much for work, I was racking up a ton of points. So then I was able to like book flights for my grandma. There was a time where I took her around the country with me for like 3 months and we just went all over the place. So 2017 to 2020 was like the fun period. Like quit my corporate job. I'm like, I'm no longer doing this. Landed the job where I started traveling all over the country, teaching the insurance exam, getting better and better at my craft and what I was doing. Yes, a late night live, and I started tired. I started talking about my hair and my nails for a long time before I finally landed on what we're talking about today. But I was debating a pixie cut, like going short pixie to match this, but I don't think I could do it. I don't think I can lose all of this length right now. But anyway, so 2017 to 2020, you know, so much evolution and growth in who I was as a person. And then it was like hermit stage in 2020 because everything had to shut down. COVID happened. And then we went online and I was no longer teaching in person and it just changed everything. Everything got weird. Everything got crazy. And then by 2022, I was like, I am starting my own business. I'm doing this on my own. And then there was the insurance exam queen. There was 6 figures a year. There was $1 million. There was 6 figures every month. There was $100,000 YouTube channel. It's amazing. We're coming up on the 3rd year anniversary of the insurance exam queen. I started January 18th of 2022. And funny enough, our first month was $220. And I need to write down the numbers because the first January was $220. The next January was like $20,000, like $23,000 in that month. And then the next January was like $90,000. And so I cannot wait to see what this January is going to be because every January just blows up like crazy. The energy of, you know, the business starting, the anniversary of the business. I really love that it is January too, because it really is like a full year. Like I'm celebrating, like it's not like, oh, I randomly started the insurance exam queen business, you know, sometime in like June or July, like halfway through. It's like, no, like it's like basically following the cycle of a full legitimate year. So I really love that about my business. And yeah, I posted about how it was right around this time of the year. Cause if I started on the 18th, it was just 3 years ago, which is wild because so much life has happened. Like my baby is 1.5 years, right? So I've had my baby for at least 1.5 years. So then another 1.5 years before that, I was sitting on my couch alone. Like my husband was ex-husband, the husband I had then, was refusing to help me. And I was sick with the vid, you know, and he was blaming me for getting sick because how dare I leave the house and try to make friends. And he did eventually come around, and like I remember like one time he like ordered me soup or something and he brought it to me. But he basically ignored me like the first 3 or 4 days that I was like so sick. And I was like, but I had to take care of myself. So I put on a mask and I went to the grocery store to get some orange juice. I remember being like, I'm the problem. I'm patient zero right now, but who else is going to take care of me? So I was laying on my couch. I was so sick. I was alone. I was jobless. Like I had already disconnected my job. Like I knew my job had an end date. There was no turning back. The job was done and over. There was still just, a couple weeks left of a paycheck based on the end date that they were cutting me off. And, I just stared at the wall. Like right before I got sick, I had decorated the wall that I would record my videos from, right? So I made a place so that when I would sit down and make videos, it would look really pretty behind me. And I hung up my black and gold, pictures, and I was like, this is the most beautiful place where I can record all of my videos. And I remember just staring at the wall. I just stared at it as I laid there on the couch and just like, I don't know that I like dreamed of my channel. It was more or less like, look how beautiful that wall is. That was my main thought, was like, it is so beautiful. I'm so proud of that wall. I'm so excited to make videos in front of that wall. And like, that was like the predominant thought in my mind, even though I was sick and I was alone and I had no job and I had an ex-husband who did not care to help me while I was sick. And I just focused on what I would be able to do once I recovered and I could start making videos. And I really wish, I don't know where Insurance Exam Queen came from. Like, I don't know where that, I don't think I spent time figuring out it just was. It just was. Like, I think I opened up YouTube, or, you have to start with a Gmail. So, I needed to make a Gmail, and it was just, I don't remember exactly where it came from. I don't remember if I talked about it. I don't remember if I wrote notes about it. It's like as if it always existed. And it's not like anybody called me that, beforehand. Because, obviously I've been teaching an exam for a long time before I was the Insurance Exam Queen. Like, right, I was like the Insurance Exam Queen in training, the years that I worked for a corporate company. But that name, it just always was, I guess, when I started the business. I don't remember really thinking about it hardly at all. And it makes sense, like when my human design, your human design is a system that tells you how you're designed to operate, how you're designed to, interact with the world, with people, with all kinds of stuff. And there's different energy centers that you have within your body and different gates of how your energy moves. And I have the gate of Queen energy. So it makes sense to me, that I was this Insurance Exam Queen, but that's just what it was. And I remember I asked my friend to make a logo for me, and he drew this little cartoon. I sent him 2 pictures of me, and he drew a little caricature from those pictures. And to me, it was like, oh my God, I'm legitimate. I have a logo. And that I used that logo for the first, 6 months of my business, this little cartoon. And some people actually made fun of me. They're like, why do you have this cartoon logo? I'm like, I don't know. I like it. But then eventually we turned the logo into just saying the Insurance Exam Queen with a crown. But I love that little character of me. It really gave me this whole new level of I have a business. I have a little logo. Look at me, have this little character that I have. And I use that logo to start the channel, to start everything. And you can see it in some of the older videos, that little logo that I have. But that started everything. And, so I started my business on the, in the zone of alone, jobless. And this was going to be this was everything. I completely, it's not like I did this on the side and built it up. I completely quit my corporate job 100% and went all in to starting my business. And there was some traction gaining, and it was clear that, this could become a successful business. but I didn't know exactly how I was going to bring in money so that I could, pay my rent and feed myself. And I remember my friend Mary asking me, who's now the insurance sales queen, but asking me like, is it possible that, sorry, I feel like my nose is really running. I got like a booger coming out here. Oh, the problems with going live. You got to deal with it. This is actually so powerful. My God, you achieve the most at the lowest point. Yeah. Like, I was in a pretty low, oh my God, I feel like I have this booger. Did it come out? Be authentically raw. The baby took out every Kleenex out of this box. And then we shoved him back in there. 1 second. Authentically raw and real. My kids, when I say that, my students, I cannot stand when people go, when they're sniffing, and like people hate blowing their nose. Like they're embarrassed by the sound of blowing your nose, as if we all don't have boogers, as if we all don't fart, right? So when I had a classroom of 30 children and the season in which everyone gets sick and they're all sniffing, and I'm like, this is not okay. And I always had Kleenexes in my room, and I would put the Kleenex box on their desk and I say, go and blow your nose. And I was like, you can leave the room if you need to leave the room, but you are blowing your nose and I am not going to hear you sniffle again. I was like, I cannot stand it. And then to help them get over their embarrassment of blowing their nose, I would always blow my nose very extreme and very loud. So I was like, it's a natural sound. We all make it. Get over it. Man, my teaching days were fun days. But yeah, I was in my business was birthed from a pretty low spot in my life. I was so done with my job, like as a corporate job, because I basically had worked myself to a point where they didn't, like I was building projects and I was doing things behind the scenes, but I was paid on salary because I created my own position at the company. And so they put me on, they didn't have, it was not normal for them to have full-time instructors. They did like part-time first I actually joined as 1099. And then eventually they put us on W-2s, but it was still very, 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 very part-time for most of the people. And when I started teaching and having such high pass rates, they started having so many requests for in-person classes. I basically created a demand for in-person instructors based on how well I would teach. So then there was like requests left and right to have live classes, and they all wanted me to teach the classes, but there's only one of me, right? They couldn't clone me. And so the next best thing was they hired a bunch of other instructors. Then they had me train those other instructors so that they would speak more like me, teach more like me, and they would use my videos to train the new instructors. So then the new instructors were all part-time workers who were like, we need as many hours as possible. So then Randy, who's my COO now, she's like, well, I need to book them because they need the hours. You're already getting paid. So you just hang out, answer emails and not be teaching. I know you're going to do something. David is standing over here with his arms on his hips. I know he's going to do something stupid. It's been a minute since he's come on in my videos and done something stupid. He hasn't really come on live. He likes to come into the Insurance Exam Queen videos. Are you going to do something? Are you going to come say hi? No?
I'm just watching it.
You just watch it. You used to watch my lives.
Yeah, that's when I was really interested. Now that you could, I didn't have you all the time. Now I got you 24/7, and
You no longer care to watch my videos anymore.
No, why? When I got you live. Why should I watch?
He used to watch all my videos.
And
now you don't. Anyway, I feel like we're gonna have a TV show called Damn It, David. He has to be the show. He has to be the show. He has to be the show. He has to be the star of the show. But anyway, I was so tired of my job. I was just sitting at my computer, feeling like I had to sit there because I had a job and I had a paycheck, answering emails. I ended up doing all kinds of stuff, sitting at my desk, it was so crazy because I felt like I had to sit there when I had no work. And I'm like, I was like, is anybody even checking to see if I log in? I don't know. I had this like weird loyalty to just sit at my desk, staring at my computer. And that's when I got really, really frustrated. Really frustrated with my job. And so it was a very easy decision for me to quit, to become the insurance exam queen. And then going to Belize in December of 2021, that was huge for me. So I had this big high going on the trip, and then I came home and it was actually depressing coming home because I was no longer in this beautiful paradise doing amazing and crazy and awesome activities. I know he's right behind me. I could see him too. Jamie's watching you, David.
Oh, is she?
Add some spice to her life. Come on, you know you like David. If you guys don't know, some of you know if you're around us in person, but if you don't know David, he flirts with everyone. He loves flirting with people, and it's one of his most amazing qualities. Is just he'll flirt with men and women like it doesn't matter. He loves old, young. Well, not too young.
Yeah, thanks, honey.
He's not a creeper.